Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the shed once more. Hope everybody can hear me okay and see me okay. If you can just give me a little prod in the chat just to affirm my suspicions. Another cold day in hell, guys. Oh, all good. Thank you, Mick. Let me just welcome everybody into my small cornucopia of model railways. Let's have a look, see who's in the chat today. I've noticed Brian, and did I see Dino in the chat, or was I mistaken? Valis 56XX is Chris. Good morning, good afternoon. I apologize to you, Chris. Chuck Schreiber, South Texas. Now, there's a place, 27 degrees. 27 degrees Fahrenheit, -3 in Texas? Good grief. Need a diesel heater. Yeah, but for diesel heaters, you not only need diesel, you also need 12 or 24 volt power to power them. I think they're designed for caravan type things. So I don't have a permanent electricity supply in the shed. So what I do is just reel out an extension lead and off we go. Once I connect it in here, yeah, I'm good to go. But Jean Ricard, good afternoon. Nice to see you. Moneybrook Junction is Mark and Lisa. Hello, Mark and Lisa. Wolfsex Phoenix is Paul. Hello, Paul. Dara's Locomotive Shed. Nice to see you. There's Dino. Hello, Dino. Smallwood Junctions, Paul and Paris. Nice to see you. Wandan Eisenbahn is Erich and Willie. A very good morning to you. Dino! Right, what have we got running today? Well, I've still got my Deltic right there. Look, I'm pointing. Look, there. That's from last week. Midsummer. Hello, Greg. Nice to see you. I know you've got the chemo drug side effects and it's making you spin. So just relax, Greg, and I'll do all the work today. Work? Wash your mouth out with 4-letter words like work. Brian is here. Hello, Brian. Nice to see you. March West Junction, Andy. Always a pleasure to see you, man. So tickling along in the background, I thought I'd give the Derby Lightweight a spin. And there's Lyndon. Hello, Lyndon. Nice to see you. And welcome in. That's just tickling along in the background. It's got a little bit of a squeak and it does grumble a bit. Strange, but true. So it's doing its thing just in the background. I just thought I'd give it a little airing. It's cold in the shed because Richard was up in the shed first working on his leader, which is over the back there, nestled just behind that coach right there is the bullied leader. And that's been, physically it's okay. Yeah, there was a loose wheel, there was a couple of bent bits, lamp irons and things like that, but it survived the trip here. But it's just got some funny things that it's doing. It's doing some funny strokes, man, around the mid-range of the running envelope, let's put it that way. Hello, everyone, says Edward. Hello, Edward of Happy Valley Hobbies. Nice to see you, and a very good morning to you. And it's probably chilly in Vermont, and that's where Edward is. Yeah, the leader. It's a very odd-looking steam engine. Looks like a cross between a diesel and an underground train. But it works, but it just needs a bit of work on the DCC side of things to get it running smoothly. And Richard's been working on that this morning in the freezing cold. He doesn't like the smell of the kerosene heater, so he got up here first. And there's Curly Express Dwight. Dwight's doing an unboxing on his stream tonight. Good morning to you, Dwight. Nice to see you. Dwight will be doing an unboxing on his show, which is at 7 o'clock UK time. So if everybody wants to find out what the mystery locomotive is that Dwight's got his hands on, the only thing I can say about it that I know is that it's a scale trains, because it says so on the big box. So we'll have to tune in and find out what Dwight is now in possession of. So we'll give that a shot. Also, what I figured I'd do today. Oh, I was talking about the leader. Yes, it's a work in progress, but it works. It's got sound on it, which works very effectively, and it's very loud. I don't know if anybody saw my son's review of the leader, but he put that up. So if you have a look for the Spanish Inquisition, that's my son's channel. John Train BFGR, good morning to you. And I hope it's not too cold for you, John. It's cold here. We've been cold soaked all week. It's been hovering around 0 degrees centigrade, which is the freezing point of fresh water, as we all know. It's a grey day today out there. But it's warming up in here. I've got the heater going, so we should be okay. Thick woolies and the old New York beanie hat. Yeah, I'm set, and I've got my coffee. So here's a salutation for all my friends out there. Cheers. There's a big cock. How about that? Minus 11 degrees centigrade this morning. Oh, John, that is severe. And probably where Happy Valley Hobbies in Vermont is. Edward, what's the temperature there? Or overnight? That must have been, Vermont's up near sort of Canada, so whoa, that's going to be a bit cold. There's Choverton Junction, Tony. Hello, Tony. Saw your video in the week, and yeah, just go with it. Whatever you figure on doing, Tony, take your time and have a bash. Eric's at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, that's about minus 20. Struth. I used the word Struth there. Ah, Joe Raider, at the Black Rock Central. You know, Joe, I always figured you were at the roof of the Nevada desert or somewhere like that, because there's a desert in Nevada called the Black Rock Desert, where they do a lot of land speed records things because it's so flat. It's a flat palaya. And that's where I always figured Joe was. But no, Joe's sort of Baltimore, around that kind of area. So that was a bit of a surprise for me, because I always figured that Joe would be out in the middle of nowhere. Just shows you how wrong you can be. But for anybody that hasn't seen Joe's channel and who likes American stock, that would be one of the places that you should visit. So have a look at what Joe Raider's got to offer. Fabulous stuff. Plus, he does his own decoration on his box cars, which is sublime. So there's a little plug for Joe. Cheers, Joe. I've just noticed the estimable Anthony Dodge is in the chat. Welcome, Anthony. Nice to see you. There's 37 in the chat, which is absolutely amazing. And 14 likes. Ooh. So if everybody would like to twiddle on that like button, I'd be most appreciative. Well, I'm happy I've made good progress on the layout. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Brian. Got my buddy Mr. X back too. Was he on a cruise or something like that? I know he was way out of town, but I'll take your time. Yeah, that's the thing to do, Tony. Um, Use your mind, and it's your layout. You're the one that's going to have to live with it. So if it's just irritating you to the point that you're going to have to do something about it, well, take your time. Yeah, yeah, keep sleeping on it, and then figure it out and bash it out. That's the way. Excuse me, that went down the wrong way. Currently in southwest Vermont, it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit. That's below freezing. Canadian border is about 4 hours north of me. Yeah, and we've got Robert Cecilia. Good morning to you. Long Island, New York. Right, there you go. New York. So good, they named it after Heath. But there you go. That's another story. I do try and catch up with Heath, which is Humanity Junction. Uh, but he does his quite a late night show, which extends through to like 2 o'clock in the morning UK. I always usually watch it on catch up. Part of your station is Charlie. Hello, Canada. You. Nice to see you, Charlie. I hope you are well and fizzing. I did watch Artie's stream last night, and that was really funny, as usual. Artie's very funny guy, very knowledgeable with model railways and model railroads. Oh, Joe's got the rain. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and it's bitter cold for the next couple of days. Yeah, gadzooks. We're certainly getting the cold weather in the Western Hemisphere. On a lighter note, I noticed that poor old Elon Musk blew up his spaceship, whatever he wants to call it. He did another catch on the tower for the booster, which was that was awesome. I mean, really good, no matter which way you slice it. But the thing that was supposed to go into orbit blew up. It had an unscheduled rapid disassembly. Yeah, it went boom. So these things happen. Can't say I'm particularly enamored with Elon Musk, but he's obviously got a lot of talented people working for him. Foolish people, but there you go. Might try and get over to see a launch. Yeah, that'd be fabulous. I mean, it's a bloody big rocket. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, so I'm running the Derby Lightweight today, which is a small diesel multiple unit for those that don't know. When it was built, they stuffed it full of asbestos, and because of this reason, they delayed breaking them up, which means that some of them have survived. So you see, asbestos, not such a bad thing, because obviously it's quite difficult to remove asbestos. It has to be done under certain conditions. So it sat in a siding rotting. So that saved a lot. Let's go 41. Hello. Did you buy one of those Curacao Deltics? I didn't, but Richard did. So we do have one. And the one I've got on here, that's an early Bachmann example. Let me get it moving. It's a little bit noisy. I'll keep it slow. And that will trickle past in a minute. It's an early Bachmann example, and then they added lights to it, front lights, back lights, cab lights, and they improved on it, but the basics were there. He had a centrally mounted motor using carbon shafts out to the bogies, so it was all-wheel pickup, all-wheel drive, and then Bachmann just extended on it. It was a much better model than the old Hornby versions and the old Lima versions, which had their basis in HO. These were a big step up. And as that comes around, you will see it had really fine grills for the fans, excellent paintwork and transfers, all of the handrails, grips, and buffer detail. They really got it. They really did a number on it. So I hope that answers your question. But we do have an Acura scale Deltic. It doesn't come out very often, and I suppose if I did run it, I'd have to tap Richard up and say, "Can I borrow your Deltic?" But yeah, we're pretty free and easy with each other's stock. So if we want to use anything, it's there to use. Nice to hear. Does the passenger cars supposed to line up a certain way, like the luggage car and the cars for people? Well, yes, they do. They do have set rakes that's that they usually adopt for railways. Usually, you'll have a brake end either at the front or the back. So, looking at this one as it comes around, the first coach has got a brake end, which has got these funny arrangement of small windows. That's where the brake application or equipment is, and the rest of them are just plain old coaches. So you'll find that on the front or the back. Tim Maslin, good afternoon to you. Nice to see you. But also, I thought we'd do a bit of a lucky dip today. So I picked out three locomotives which haven't run in donkey's years. So I'm taking a bit of a chance here, but may well be quite worth it. Let's now that's warmed up a bit. We'll add a little more. Add a little more speed. Andy, how do you track electronics rolling stock cope with the temperature fluctuations in the shed? Okay. The temperature rise, drop, and humidity, they don't just snap like that from hot to cold. It's very gradual. So I wouldn't leave anything that is liable to rust in the shed, because that will anything with ferrous metal is likely to rust in any kind of humidity and cold. So I tend to take things like that, locomotives, rolling stock, out of the shed. Of course, Deltic's spent a week down here, and as you can see, there is no adverse effects to being cold soaked for a week. Obviously, it's warming up now, but it's not sweating. Let's put it that way. Yeah, do you keep your shed warm all the time during winter? No. Andy 81E, good afternoon to you. Nice to see you. No, that would be, there are ways of doing that, but that would mean a permanent electricity supply into the shed, and it's a long way from the house. So, ho hum. Anyway, so that's where we are today. The three locomotives I've got, Digger Evans, good afternoon, Digger, nice to see you. And Delft Junction Pete, hello Pete. If you'd like to, you guys like to tickle the little like button there. You like the hat? Yeah, it had to be done. It had to be done today. Right. And I want everybody to give Anthony Dodge all the encouragement to get this Thalish train that he's after. Sorry, Anthony, I sort of dropped you in it there, didn't I? But I've always got a butt kicking to look forward to in a year or so's time, when hopefully we'll all meet at York, and you can happily kick my butt. I'll make sure I've got a copy of the Beano Annual down the back of my trousers, so it will soften the blow. Anyway, right, I've got three here from the archives. This is a Jubilee Connell in British Rail Green. Have I got any 25 pre-orders? Yes, I am going to order some of the Rapido 50-foot coaches that they've just come out with. I'm going to get them in Southeastern Chatham colours because Richard's going to get some of the others, like Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, Longmoor Military Railway. So Richard's going in that direction. I'm going for sort of Southeastern Chatham colours, which is like a crimson sort of colour, but they look really, really nice. Anyway, so that's Connell. I got this one, which is Aberdonian Class A1. This was the first iteration of what Bachmann brought out for the Class A1. And thirdly, strange that these are all Bachmann logos, but there you go. That's just the pick of the bunch. And this is a standard 4MT tank. So at some stage, I'll be transporting out the Deltic, and we'll give these a try. So that's that. I've got a new subscriber. Good heavens. Heavens above. Heavens above. Right, let's get back here and clear the decks. The Train Freak. There's Jason, Colonel Cottonbelt. Nice to see you. Good morning to you, Jason. Another freezing spot in the United States of America. That'll be Arkansas. That's where Jason comes from. Really, what I ought to do is get a map of the world up here somewhere, or a map of the USA, and I'll pinpoint everybody so we can just say that bit's cold, that bit's wet, and go on like that. I'll have one for Holland and the Low Countries, because there's Ivo Van Zon. Nice to see you. Anything with passengers, mail, express, goods. I obviously missed the question there. Probably, what does the brake van do? Yeah, they stuff a load of luggage in it. That's the general idea. Things like bicycles that you can't take on the carriages. That's an awesome idea. Yeah. I don't think a map of the world would do it. I think it would have to be continents. So I could have the UK, because that would need a bit more detail, because it'll only be that big. It is what it is. So have a fairly sizable UK one. So we can include Ireland in there, because Donegal Dad is over in Ireland. And one of the US. So that will take in Canada. So you've got James, you've got Trackside Mike, and JJ, who's on the other side of Canada. And all the guys, Toledo, which is the center of the planet, as far as most of us are concerned. So we'll have Toledo on there, where Joe is up at Baltimore. We've got Vermont, and you also got Texas, which is right down bottom, and there's also California. Lots of Californians, north, south. So I think that would be a good idea. Yeah, there's probably an app for it, but it would be better to have something on display, for me personally, just with pins in the board. RGJ, just dropping in for a quick hello, because you're obviously working. Nice to see you, Robin Grace, and there's a wave from me. Nice, friendly. It's always friendly to have a wave. Anyway, Deltic's picking up the speed a bit. So what I'll do, I'll stop Deltic. I stop him on the straight because it's always better policy to try and uncouple things on the straight. Yeah, that Derby Lightweight's definitely got a little bit of a squeak on it. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, this little tool here is our ideal with tension lock couplings, which we have in the UK. We pop it under there. And where's the fuss in that? It takes seconds. And that's it. Here is Deltic. That is one heavy mother. That's what it looks like. Very much the 1950s United States kind of styling. If you look at the nose, yeah, it's very much like an F3, F7, that kind of styling. Of course, it had two monster engines in it, which originally were for the marine industry. They were Napier Deltics. So it ended up with 3,000 horsepower, which for its day was pretty hefty. Right, we'll pop that over here. And we'll try one of these. What one should I do first? Let's go for Aberdonian. Having finished refurbishing the bathroom, I can now concentrate on the layout. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Mick. Deltic has an odd two-stroke engine. I'm not sure. I think it is a two-stroke, but it's on a broad arrow type of arrangement. It's a very odd arrangement, and boy, are they noisy. There's Andy. Hi, Andy. Andy Dobson, ladies and gentlemen. Right. And here it is. It looketh like that. Right. One finger on there so it can't jump ship. I know everybody draws breath when they see an open box and it tilts that way and you think, oh, it's going to fall out. It's going to fall out. Right. Again, another Bachmann model. I'll see if I can extract it from the polystyrene. Should be pretty easy. He says, famous last words. Right. I'll just check the axles. Oh, it's stiff as a board. They're all stiff. Uh-oh. They've all frozen. Every single one of those wheels is frozen. So this is going to take some work. Whoop, back in the box. But there's nothing to say it won't be running next week. So I'll put that one back in the box. Just bear in mind that these haven't run in some time. And I mean a long time. So I'm taking a bit of a chance here, but not that much of a chance. So we'll pop that one down there. Pop that in there. And I will try this one. This is tank engine 4MT, standard 4MT in BR green, I think, or is it BR black? We shall see. And we've got Scott Rouse. Hello, Dave. Should be pretty easy. Falls on the floor. Yeah. It's in green. Right. Let's get this out and see what the wheels are doing. It's looking pretty good. But then Bachmanns always do look good. And they usually work very well. But there's always an exception. Right, she's out of the packet, and there she is. Right. A quick check of the wheels. Good. Good. We have movement. Let's see what happens when we install it on the track. Right, I'm going to cheat here. Here's my cheat. One of these. There we go. Pop that on there. Run it down backwards. Pull it out the front. And we are there. We are connected. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. It's holding it by the tanks. Yeah, there's no problem with that. These are well screwed on. They were in those days. There's no plastic clips holding it on. It's yeah, it's not a problem. Just in case Ivo's sitting there holding his breath and keeping his fingers crossed. Right, let's give it a shot. We have movement. Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of the box after 15 years. Fingers crossed. She has come to life. A third of the way round. She hasn't jumped the track or shat herself yet. Oh, we've got Randall in. Hello, Randall. Most German non-tank engines are almost impossible to hold without pinching the pipework. Yeah, it's not that amount of pipework. Pipework's all either on top or on the shoulder. Well, that looks pretty good, actually. How about that? You take a chance, and it really is a chance. That's straight out of the box. And it's been sitting up in with the rest of the stock for years. Amazing. Runs perfectly. How about that? And that's with no lubrication, no extra lubrication. I will free up the A1 and I'll do a little bit of work on that down the week. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Of course, I know British Rail it's the wrong era. But if this was a heritage train, you may well find a Lake Crest BR running with blue and grey stock. Yes, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that came straight out of the box and worked. I'm not sure what the provenance of this loco is, whether it came from mainline. I suspect it's one of Bachmann's own. It probably has, you know, it's even got a speedo on the back axle. So obviously Bachmann had upped their game by this time. The number on this, for those who want to do have a look on Google or anything, is Bachmann 32-353. That's the number of it. And that'll probably tell you when it's produced, because it's got blue ribbon sitting there on the box, and that was pretty early Bachmann. And we've got Christopher. Saw blue and grey. Yeah, that does sound as though it needs a little oil on its motion. But that's going pretty well. I'm pleasantly surprised. Let's put it that way. Pleasantly surprised. Mohamed, nice to see you. Randall, I hope you're watching from the right seat. Yeah, right. Okay. Yes, because they drive on the left side of the car in America. Bangotchi Junction, Carl Braun. Hello, Carl. Nice to see you here. There's a standard 4NT tank pulling what I had available. And before my coffee gets terribly cold, cheers everyone. There's the Sunday afternoon big cock. Yes, that 4NT that's running is probably a split chassis. Well before DCC was thought about. So it's probably late 80s, I would have thought. Randall's been lurking. I understand. Pico managed to cram an oil pump drive into the BR78. I do have a 78, but it's a Fleischmann. 11:39 p.m. Well, Mon, that's probably almost time for bed. But you know me, I'm a sort of I'm a late to bed type of guy now. Now I don't have to get up. Can't beat a simple DCC loco at times. I think that's the beauty of it, Andy. In that you can pull it out of the box, not hold your breath, put it on the track, and as long as those wheels are moving, the motor should reciprocate. And that's the beauty of DC. On the track, turn up the power, off we go. H&H Expresses, hi, hello, hi. Nice to see you. Yeah, that does have a little bit of a click, but it's probably down to lack of lubrication. It's been a long time in its box, so I'll pop the innards back in it. But having said that, Bachmann do make fine models. These days they're very expensive, but you get what you pay for. You don't have to hold your breath with them. They're quite robust, and you just play with them. Dare I say it? Maybe it needs to run tender first as well for a bit, warm it up. Yeah, I could have put it on bunker first. No tender with this one, but that's not the only one I have. Because I also have this one, which is a Jubilee. Trying to get my platform messages, which I'll display. Okay, Mon, take it easy out there. Enjoy your sleep, and thanks for popping in. It's always a pleasure. At least we drive on the right side of the road, which is the right side of the road, not the correct side of the road. But then, who am I to say that? You do what you're used to, I suspect, and I think it'd be very difficult driving on the other side of the road. That's why I've never attempted it. So it's something I never had to get my head round. Right, here we go. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'll do the same as I did with the last one. Oh, there's sprung buffers on this one. Shock horror. Pull out the tender and check the wheels. Oh, these are rotating. These are on pinpoints, whereas the A1 I think is on cut bearings. So these are okay. Pop that down there, and I'll try and extract. There we go. Look. Nice shovel. Nice shovel. And they're painted. See what you get from Bachmann? How about that? Right. Out you come, me beauty. Always try to be careful with the, because there's always a chance you can pull one of the wheels. Locomotive, get my finger out of the way. Because it's got that sort of fluted boiler, you know, which cambers down towards the smokestack. I always thought it looked a little Great Western in its, if you look at the chimney as well, it's very, very Great Western-esque. But I believe this was designed up at Crewe, somewhere like that. I could be wrong. Let's just have a little. Oh man, everything's rotating as it should. Should we give it a shot? Let me just remove Boxcar Jerry from on there, who's got a new video out. And Andy Dobson's running away. Okay, Andy, enjoy your day, man. Wouldn't mind finding one of those in AC. Yeah, it might be a little difficult though, Eric. Right, should we give it a shot? Slow down, my beauty. There we go. Right, just pop that down there. Meanwhile, Derby Lightweight is tickling along in the background. See, no hassle. With the right tool and enough room to get around it. There you go. Right, I'll pop this one over onto the Deltic siding. You know, I just lumped that down on the track and all of the wheels went perfectly onto the track. How often does that happen? Not much. Right. In the meantime, here comes this little beauty. Yep. The tender. Is nice and easy on these early backlands. And we are ready. It is connected. Shall we give it a shot? With a Fleischmann Profi or the Roco close coupler, you could have lifted it out without uncoupling. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have things that are that nice. I can only do that on one train, and that's the Fleischmann, which has the Profi couplings. And I do agree they are superior in much like them. When I first saw them back in the late, I thought, oh, this is fabulous. Look at the close coupling. They joint open on the bends. I thought, what a fabulous system. Why didn't we have this? Because we got Hornby, that's why. Never mind. Right, let's start her off. She moves. She moves. She's not stiff. She moves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very encouraging. This is like a super endorsement for Bachmann, because it's been sitting in its box for 20 years. Out it comes straight away, no holding of the breath, and here we go. Getting a loco with a permanently coupled tender, yeah. A little slow on the corner there. Perhaps a little more. A little more urge. It's alive. It's alive. Yes. Frankenstein's monster. It's alive, Clive. Hello, Clive. Nice to see you. Right, let's get you down on the track so you can see some of the action, shall we? Right. Forgive the shaky cam. Here we go. How's that? I've seen the Hogwarts expressed by Mark here in a few shops over the years in Germany. Yeah, I wonder what they've used for the locomotive on that, Anthony. Which 78 do I have? I know it's Epoch 2. Epoch 2, Ivo. So it was supposed to be Germany 1944 because I modelled it after the one I saw on The Great Escape. Hey, it's Tom Houston. Hello, Tom. Nice to see you, man. Yeah, Tom, I was a bit late starting myself, so I wanted to make sure I had enough beverage. So I quickly went and made myself a cup of coffee. You're about to see go past you Jubilee Connaught, an early Backman variety, supermodel, just come out of the box after 20 odd years. And as you can see, pulling a rake of blue and greys, not very prototypical, but there you go. Any change to get it on the track? Oh, I think you mean any chance. I could probably do it next week, Ivo, if that would tickle your fancy. I'm not adverse to doing requests. I'm really not. Oh, do you like that, Andy? All I could think of at the time. It's supposed to be a China clay. What do they call that? China clay dries. And I thought, yeah, okay. It also, if you look carefully, Andy, it hides the transition between two different scenes. So I cheated a bit there. Whoa, there's Colin. Colin of Woodthorpe International. The man of trestle fame. If anybody hasn't seen what Colin does with electronics on his railway, which is going to be four corners of the world, I encourage you to have a look at Woodthorpe International. Fabulous stuff, and Colin really does know his stuff, and he's a very nice guy as well because I've met him. He's not a nice guy just because he's met me. He's just a really nice guy. And I still owe you a tea, Colin. Yeah, Delph Pete, I saw your video on doing the concrete hard standing using polyfiller. For those that don't know what polyfiller is, it's what would you call it? It's for fixing damaged walls, really, where you've got scratches and digs in your wall. Polyfiller is just that. It's like a it's a bit like Angel Delight, one of those sort of squidgy desserts, and you put it on the affected area. It goes hard, and then you've either done your job right or you can sand it down a bit. Yeah, really good going there, Pete, because it's a messy business. Well, thanks, Colin. Looks like it might be Doncaster. So I'd like to go to that one. And Doncaster's on the East Coast Main Line, so I should be able to get a train there readily enough. Yeah, filler plaster. That's it. Yeah, it can't do very, very deep digs in the wall. But for scratches and things like that, pre-painting, polyfiller is probably the filler of choice. Yeah, the only danger of doing it that thick is that polyfiller also might crack if it's too thick. I think it's something to do with the differential in drying time when it's ladled on thick. But how did you get on with yours, Pete? Was there any cracking on it? Oh, okay, Colin. Thanks for dropping in. Always a pleasure to see you, and I'll catch up with you. Now, for those that are interested, I'll just quickly point you at the bullied leader, which is sitting over there. That's what the bullied leader looks like. It's a really odd-looking machine. It really is. But with a funky coal load sitting in the top. Yeah, a very odd-looking machine. Pulling my birdcage coaches. Again, Backman, very nice. There are the Hornby with the mallard. In fact, I can get the mallard out. How about that? Would anybody like to see the mallard run? Oh, Pete, if I was going to try that, I'd have a boiler suit on me. Oh, yeah. All right, okay. Right, let's set the road. And that is all ready for the road. Right, let's see what happens. Does the leader work? Yes, it does. It's not a static model, Edward. It's just been released, and it's not without its problems. Let's put it that way. Right, there we go. That one. Well, I'll just reset the points over there, and we should be ready. Here she comes. Straight over the three-way point. Straight onto the main. And we are ready to go. Forward. Here comes Mallard. Ah, and there's Aaronville. Hello, Aaronville. Nice to see you. Keep looking, Pete. You'll find it. Right, I'll just slow Connaught down a bit. Don't want to put her under too much strain as she's been sitting in the box for 20 years. Here comes Mallard doing her thing. Yep. And here comes Connaught. No squeaks, not much noise, a fine locomotive. I think you'd probably agree. Okay, Andy, enjoy yourself. Don't do anything I wouldn't, and happy days. Yeah, Edward, that's not to be sneezed at. Those three-way Pico points are pretty expensive things. I remember being in the shop and getting it, and I thought, how much? So you're looking at almost or exactly the same price as an equivalent double slip, which is flipping expensive. Did the A4 ever have full skirts up to track level? No, I don't believe so. Um, the Bugatti streamlining went about as far as you see it on the Mallard. All they did after that, during the war years, to aid in maintenance, they took the side skirts off, exposing the driving wheels. Hello, Mallard, my old friend. I've come to watch you run again. A little Simon and Garfunkel there. I can feel another Anthony Dodge parody song coming along. Yeah, time, money, and space. You're right there. The trouble is that the three of them don't tend to coincide, so it's always a trade-off, unfortunately. But we do the best we can. Well, Eric, I think you can probably say that Mr. Dodge has got his mind on the right track. Don't give up the day job. No, I won't, Pete. Um, uh, who was it? I think it was Floyd Robbins says couldn't carry a song across the room, and I think that probably stands for me as well. I think if I did try, it'd be something more akin to Rod Stewart or Bonnie Tyler. German 01 is what the German profile allows regarding streamlining all the way down. on the unpowered wheels. Yeah, that does look very attractive, Ivo. It really does. Um, I have seen a few of those in various catalogues. Um, yeah, extremely nice. It's just that they could have done with a little better colouring on it rather than just plain old black. Randall, you don't want to be flipped over in the ditch. The tax man with Brian. Can you imagine such a thing? Well, I think you'll agree that 2 out of 3 models on my little experiment uh, didn't go too badly. I was taking a chance, obviously, with something that is split chassis and liable to break apart at any time, the wheels, that is. I think that's doing quite well. It's been laying there undisturbed in its box. I must have cleaned the wheels before I put it in that box. So a little maintenance does go a long way. Robin Grace, heaven forbid, heaven forbid. And next to a little blue, there's some cat here. So you guys up and clear the muck up. uh, yes, it was a little hairy, but nothing we couldn't handle, Anthony. Yeah, well, that's life, Pete. Politics or not, um, we do have to fork out an awful lot of money for an awful lot of things, and road tax is probably going to be one of them. Right. Mallard seems to be doing exceedingly well. Right, let me grab my little camera. Center you up a bit. There we are. Ta-da. Right, I'm back. I'm back. Right, let's just bring things to not a crashing halt, but to a little bit of a halt. Oh, silence is golden. Oh, another parody song for Anthony. Um, everybody, thanks for coming in. Always appreciate everybody coming in here. It's probably an effort to get up in the morning if you're in the States, and it's probably late night in Australia. Going to prepare new underfloor support structures for my points. The old ones don't work. I'm sure a man of your saliva can figure it out, Ivo. Let's have a look at the stats. There's 48. Can you believe that? 48 in the chat. Absolutely amazing, with 38 likes, and I'm very appreciative of that. Sparky 107. Hello, Dave. Did the shed warm up? It did actually. It's taken the edge off the cold. It really has. Another great show. Oh, thank you, Chuck. That's very kind of you. Like John said, -11 here still. Sparky, you really do have some weather. You really do. For here, it's been hovering around 0 degrees centigrade for most of the week, and yeah, it's a bit chilly. But you've got it really cold. Um, so we do count our blessings that we're a little more in the slightly warmer. I know they say less cold these days. It's less cold than it was. A little bit warmer would help. Thanks everybody for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Um, it wouldn't be much fun talking to myself, and it's great to have all your input. Uh, just lurked during the show. Lurked. And I've got my teeth in as well. How about that? Colin Mikes. Hello, Colin. I didn't see you there. I'm sorry about that. Everybody enjoy what's left of your Sunday, and try and stay safe down the week. And I will catch up with you in the streams. Dwight's stream is on tonight at 7 o'clock UK time. You know what that is, Eastern Standard Time. And I'll catch up with you there. And failing that, there's a heat wave here, 7 degrees in Pratt. I said that in the British way of saying it, Pratt, like that, Pratt, which means in the UK, Pratt is a colloquial word for a women's private parts. I didn't invent it. I'm just saying it as it is. But there you go. Thanks everybody for coming in, and I will catch you next Sunday, hopefully. Just got back from seeing relatives, so I'll catch up on the whole stream. Okay, John, thanks for popping in and saying that. Keeping well, yes. I believe everybody here is Pratt, stupid person. Yeah, there's quite a few connotations there. I'm sure you understand, but in the UK, Pratt is it's not a terrible word, but it's like calling somebody an idiot. But yeah, Pratt's oil. Yeah, Pratt. Yeah. Okay. Thanks everybody for coming in, and I'll catch you all soon. So happy trains, Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and all that good stuff. And take it easy out there. So bye bye for now.